What's up, Reject Nation? So here's the deal with this video, because, you know, the way we're talking about this, we're acting like this news just broke, but actually you might have heard about this already a week ago. Thought I lost the footage, apparently didn't lose the footage, so this video just gave to you a week late.
Greg and John here today, and whoa, I just learned this. John doesn't know this yet. I'm gonna tell John on camera.
Surprise video to me.
We may know who's actually playing the new Joker in Matt Reeves' The Batman franchise. Obviously, we knew the Joker would eventually come around in this franchise. We don't know if he's gonna appear in the Batman, the first installment, but obviously they already have deals in place to do sequels. If they got all these other villains in there, they're planning the Joker to appear in here. Sorry to everyone who has been wanting Arthur Fleck to cross over with Robert Pattinson, but that's not going to be the case. We never believed that was going to be the case. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt. I actually can totally see this choice. I can believe this choice, and I like this choice quite a bit. I think this choice is actually great, and it fits in well with the rest of the cast. And if you don't want this to be spoiled in case it's true, click off now. I believe it could be real. Are you ready to learn this, John?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
So this was leaked, scooped from Des Moines World. They have an Instagram page, a Reddit, and usually they actually talk about celebrity gossip, but once in a while they do talk about leaks. They've been right a lot of the time. I'm gonna show you guys the image on screen right now. Des Moines posted, I have really locked down information that probably will send the internet in a swirl, and it's 100% true. Barry Keoghan will be playing the Joker on the new Batman. You're welcome. Exclusive info. And I was like, what? Olivia told me about this. It came up on a Twitter feed of mine from Vengeance at Batsource. Take this with a grain of salt, but Des Moines World has had a pretty good track record. Absolutely. Claims that Barry Keoghan is playing the Joker. Lots of people believe that he was secretly playing Mad Hatter, which would have been a good choice for him too. But this role is obviously much bigger.
And to add just more validity to this, Eric Keoghan, who is the brother of Barry, said, so it's finally out. My brother playing the Joker in the new Batman. Unreal stuff. He has since deleted this, and we can all take a guess as to why he deleted this. Although it still might not be true. Take everything with a grain of salt.
Why I think Barry Keoghan would be a great choice. Last time you guys might have seen him was obviously in the movie Eternals, where he got to play Druig. He's done other movies as well, like Killing of a Sacred Deer, where he got a lot of critical acclaim for that role. He's in a movie I really like a lot. I think you like it quite a bit too, American Animals. He's just one of those actors that inhabits darkness. You know what I mean? You can just see a frame of him and you're like, there's something dark and mischievous about this individual. And he's just so excellent at those roles. The idea of seeing him alongside Colin Farell, who he would be reuniting with after Killing of a Sacred Deer, the likes of Colin Farell, Paul Dano, he's just that kind of actor who fits in that category of ensemble. But John, if this is true, what do you think?
I'm excited, actually. I mean, it's funny. I was expecting either a meme or some kind of very controversial pick. And yeah, I think he's got all the spontaneity as an actor. He can definitely embody darkness and chaotic energy for sure. Yeah, he's not like the first name I'd have thought of, but for his stature in Hollywood right now, for what he's proven of his acting ability, I think it's a great choice to show us, yeah, this guy's got chops, but also now he's going to have an opportunity to really go hog wild with this role, whatever that means for him. But you know, given the type of actor he seems to be, I'm very excited to see what that turns into, rather than like amused but worried with like a Jared Leto type, you know?
Sure. And one thing that you guys, if you've been following the channel for a while, whenever we talk about new Jokers, one thing I've always wanted to see done with a new type of Joker is more similar to the portrayal that you might have seen the animated movie Under the Red Hood. Not exactly like a Heath Ledger or, you know, Jack Nicholson, where it's like high-pitched, nasally voice and super wild, eccentric. I feel like Barry Keoghan could do a little bit more of that subdued Joker, but still have a lot of that maniacal nature to him.
The Joker who's the quiet guy, but he's funny when it counts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Deranged when it counts.
I don't know about like quiet, but something that might have maybe not as high-pitched or nasally of a voice, but even a little bit of a deeper voice. I've always wanted to see kind of that version of Joker done. And when you look at kind of the way they've been adapting the characters just from the trailers alone, like usually when we think think of, you know, Edward Nygma, but this time Edward Nash inside of as the role of the Riddler for Paul Dano. Obviously, that's very different than what we're used to from seeing the Riddler. Usually very eccentric, but with some borderline comedic kind of character. You got Paul Dano, who has a much more subdued performance here with the deeper voice. I don't want like Barry Keoghan to jump in here and do that.
The subdued villains universe.
But something that fits along those lines. But you know, you got Colin Farrell, who is the Penguin in this franchise. He feels more like a comic book character in the trailer, more so than Paul Dano has been coming across in the trailers. And that's kind of what I mean, is having that type of take inside of this Matt Reeves world. I just feel like when I heard that, I'm like, wow, Barry Keoghan, that fits. That just fits for me. It's not 100% confirmed, obviously. Right now, we just chalk it up to rumor, take it with a grain of salt, but they've gotten some things right in the past, and if it is right, I'm all on board for it.
Oh yeah, that would be very cool if this is actually real. I mean, you know, you pulled up this tweet here, and I don't want to read too much into other people's tweets, but they did pull the Arkham Asylum image of the Joker, which is one of my favorite Joker portrayals, that comic Serious House on Serious Earth. So if they could bring some of that inspiration, and I mean, you know, Matt Reeves' universe seems very much in the dark. I mean, Batman comes with darkness, but I can feel, especially with the kind of crime thriller Zodiac vibes he's bringing in, there could be some potential for more deranged psychological horror. I mean, it's always in the flavors of a Batman movie, but I feel like, especially if you're getting a guy like Barry Keoghan who can walk around in those tones as a performer and then also transcribe them into the visual DNA of the film and everything, like, I think this could be the most horror-centric Batman thus far, perhaps. I mean, at least that would be my hope, too, because, I mean, Barry Keoghan, like, you know, he's done an array of kinds of films, but it's clear that he can thrive in that more genre and more, you know, again, horror-centric environment. And so, yeah, to see him, like, really transcending and you know, build his caliber as an actor, it seems like kind of a perfect time in his career to jump into such a high-profile take on a beloved character like this. It's gonna be interesting to see how audiences respond to that, because, too, he's not, like, the biggest household name. Because I feel like Heath Ledger was already like a heartthrob by the time they brought him in. Jared Leto is, you know, he's got a stature from his bands and from, you know, his acting work. Joaquin Phoenix is this elder statesman actor by this point, whereas Barry Keoghan is still on the come up, but he's very much arrived. And maybe this could be the opportunity to also take the gloves off and now perform on that scale with that level of spectacle, but also with a bit more, you know, the personal and the intimate acting involved. Whereas in this world, given such a juicy role, I can't wait to see just how much he gets to do with all that and really gets to take the gloves off, you know?
And of course, too, if you're an actor who's playing, he's a Marvel superhero, and then he would be like one of the biggest DC villains. That's just nuts to me.
You got everything is at your disposal at that. I mean, if he's going from Eternals to a Batman movie, at that point you could just choose any role he wants.
But anyway, guys, what do you think about the thought of Barry Keoghan playing the Joker? Does it excite you? Is it cool? Do you love it? Do you not like it? You sick of the Joker? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that bell, hit that like button. We'll catch you guys soon.